Fugitive Pieces is an enduring, passionate story of various unsettled lives during and post-World War II. This photo shows the actions of uncivilized men, which depicts the overall theme of my novel because as chaos outbreaks, the vigorous details and effects of war are emphasized through the lives of two men. The three elements of literature I will be discussing are setting, conflict, and theme. The first element of literature I will be analyzing is setting. The beginning of the novel takes place in Poland, during the largest dehumanizing genocide of all time, also known as World War II. 7-year-old Jacob Beer is forced to fend for himself after his family is brutally murdered in front of him. The scientist and mentor by the name of Athos Roussos willingly takes Jacob under his wing and smuggles him to safety to his hometown of Zakynthos, Greece. They stay hidden from the Germans for many years until liberation. Here, Athos schools Jacob in many things, mainly English and archaeology. Jacob then moves to Toronto, Ontario, where he meets the love of his life, or so it seems. As Jacob furthers his knowledge as a historian and poet, he realizes no matter where you go, the past will follow you, and the surroundings of your location may look different, but will not hide oneself from the troubled past. He states the present, like a landscape, is only a small part of a mysterious narrative, portraying that no matter where you go, there's always going to be a place of memory. The setting in this novel demonstrates that the horrors of war will follow Jacob wherever he may be. Whether hostile or gracious, one must accept the tribulations that occur. The second element of literature I will be discussing is conflict. Jacob is a young boy who struggles with independence. At a young age, he was rescued from the depths of Poland by a man named Athos Roussos. Athos becomes a parental figure of Jacob, who provides him with the necessities of life. Considering the atmosphere of this time period, Jacob feels the need to heavily rely on Athos, causing him to lack the independence one learns to construct at a young age. As he ages, he is intimately involved with a girl named Bella. He spends most of his time with her, but is constantly confronted with the fear of losing her. This fear prevents him from fully prospering, rejecting his true inner self to blossom. Jacob states, "I can't breathe for the fear of losing her," thus portraying he will subconsciously leave his own dignity behind to prevent him from losing his significant other. The lack of independence causes him to conceal himself whenever an approach to conflict arises. He believes that without a person he can rely on, his body will submit into the deep recesses of life. Jacob realizes that Athos informed him about the stipulation of love and his power to revolutionize one's well-being. The main character develops through the motivation of his father figure Athos and faithful girlfriend Bella, and no longer becomes a product of one's actions and begins to develop a sovereign personality. The third element of literature I will be discussing is theme. The overall theme of this novel transpires when Jacob struggles to cope with the fact that the fate of his sister is unknown. He attempts to deal with the issues war posed upon him as a boy. He strives to become his own person by expressing himself through his poetry. Jacob faces an extensive amount of loss throughout his life, beginning with his family and continuing with his significant other. When he is deprived of his family and his lover leaves him, he has an unwillingness to let go. This unwillingness and inability to cope with his past is paralleled through his poetry. In the beginning of the novel, he states that time is a blind guide, which depicts the novel's overall theme. Jacob's trials and tribulations slowly begin to arise when he looks beyond his exterior, and his poetic storytelling represents his ability to overcome the obstacles he has faced. As a result, Jacob finally realizes his surroundings are not what will help him heal and develop, only time will. Thank you for watching.